Hi Jennifer, thanks for inspiring me to use my blackboard wall to describe the dots that convey a sense of community and connection, whether it's a work community or a community, and it can be online or in real life. I've been looking everywhere for my chalk, and I haven't got any chalk, but I've got these two very pale pencils, and I tested, and it looks like I can do dots on my board, so I'm going to do that. There's no significance to the difference between pink and blue, just a bit of variety. Anyway, you can't really see, but let's say this is a community, and I could go on a lot longer and do hundreds and hundreds of dots, but the same principle applies even with a relatively small number. And I was explaining earlier that many hierarchical organisations are quite connected only through the centre. So the centre is headquarters, or it might be a shop. So let's make it clear that this is a kind of important place, or a headquarters, or it could be your local community church, or your local community organiser. It doesn't have to be like a bad hierarchy. It can be any kind of network where the centre is has all the control, has all of the connection, has all of the communication. So typically in a corporate environment, the centre sends out an email once every week or something and says, oh, department head so-and-so did a great job, or I'd like to, let you know that so-and-so who works in our office in Timbuktu has won an award from the King of Timbuktu, or whatever. But it all comes from here. You never get an email from this person to everybody. That doesn't seem to happen. And realistically, that's not going to happen ever. But what... now I've remembered why I need chalk. It's easier to rub out than pencil. Oh well, I'm improvising. So this is what a hierarchy feels like, a kind of central community. And often these people, not only do you never hear from them, they never even hear because the email doesn't get to them. They work for this department, which is run by this person who runs this department, who reports to this person. And these people feel really lost and adrift, and they're not seen and they're not heard, and nobody cares about them, they feel. And it's probably true because nobody even knows they exist. So a healthy community is one where every node is connected to something or someone. And it may be that you've got a hotline to the boss. These two people have a hotline to the boss. They're connected to this person. So you see that there may be really strange, unlikely connections. So a strong community, and I'm thinking about what happens in a bad moment, a moment when communities are falling apart. And I'm doing this I'm doing this in the middle of the coronavirus lockdown. So I'm on my own in a house, with my family. But in principle, I could be feeling quite like that. And I'm using technology like this one to be in touch with you. And I've been in touch with people. I'm making sure that I'm in touch with people. And by doing that, I'm building these connections. Often these connections are as little as hearing someone, even on a group call, like the ones I was describing to in the phone call this morning. In a group call, we acknowledge and see and hear each other. It may not be very much, but it's like, oh yeah, they were there. I know that person's alive. I know that person exists. And if they actually get to tell a story and tell the whole group, then they feel they're seen a bit more. They're a bit bigger, and they become more important. That's why people who are on TV all the time seem to be very important. Why we think celebrities are more like more than us. We're just us, but a celebrity is like, woo. Anyway, so that's my map of a community. Now, if I had a bottle of water here, and I'm not going to do it by licking my finger because that's a bit gross, but if I did either of those things, I could rub out these connections, and you could see that the community does not depend on the centre being in communication with anyone, because this person is communicating with this person is communicating with them, this person's communicating with their network. They might one day extend their network and become actually really well connected. They might become better connected than this one. The only way that can happen is by communication of some sort. So it could be any kind of communication. It could be waving in a group call on Zoom. It could be messaging into a message chat thing on a Zoom call. It could be sending an email to your people. And sometimes it goes wrong when you sort of spam everybody. That's not good communication. I'm not saying everyone should be shouting at everybody. Spamming isn't right, but proper, honest, wholesome communication where a person is seen and heard, that's what builds these connections in a network. And it means really being seen and really being heard and not being fake. And I hope I haven't been fake. And I'm really grateful that your phone call this morning inspired me to do this. Sorry I haven't got chalk, so I can't really rub it out. But I think you get the idea. Hope so. Let me know. If you don't, then I know. I'll post this on a web page. And if you're feeling bold, you could leave a quote. And then I'll feel seen.